Nathan Zegura.
I mean, this whole season to me was about trying to figure out if we could find a solution at the quarterback position. And Shadeur Sanders was the guy that I liked a great deal coming out of college. And I thought, when we were at the combine, I thought he was going to be, the number 2 pick or go in the top 5 in the NFL draft. And we all know that he had his draft day fall. But the things that you saw on tape, the ball placement, the ability and willingness to stand in the pocket and deliver throws with defenders bearing down on you, the ability to make plays in and out of structure. And like I said, that ball placement that not only allows him to make very tight window throws, but also promotes yards after the catch. You were talking about, Harold Fannin, and we saw the ball to Jerry Jeudy. I mean, that was what you wanted to see. And I think the thing that I'm the most excited about with Shadeur Sanders is you're seeing every week him take something from the previous week's game, decide that that's the point of emphasis, that's what I'm working on, and then apply it. And in this game, they wanted him to rip the ball to the middle of the field with a little more anticipation, a little more confidence, a little more on time and in rhythm. And he did that from a clean pocket, which is one of the ways I really think you can measure quarterbacks. Great to be able to make plays out of structure, but when everything's good, you've got to be really good. He averaged nearly 12 yards an attempt, had a rating of 150. Now, he was pressured 63% of the time. That was one of the highest pressure rates all season for any quarterback that he faced, and handled that, I thought, very well. And not only that, he was hit 14 times. So go back to that Pittsburgh game. Dylan Gabriel was hit 17 times in that one. That was the most a quarterback had been hit in the NFL. He got hit 14 times in this game and continued to make plays from the pocket. I was very impressed with Shadeur Sanders, and I think we should all be very encouraged by what we saw there. And now you're going to have 3 games against teams that are fighting for their playoff lives in Chicago, in Buffalo, and in Pittsburgh. And if he can continue this improvement that we've seen, it was a historic game in terms of the overall output. The only other rookie that's ever done that was Joe Burrow. He's the first rookie since 2000, since Aaron Rodgers, to have 4 or more plays of 50-plus yards in his first 3 starts. He is this is legit, and I'm excited. This was Shadeur Sanders, 10 of 13 on the 2 drives at the end of the game. Like, that's all you want, the ability to tuck it and run, quick decisions, accurate. I'm very happy about that and what we saw from Shadeur Sanders, because to me, that's the biggest thing facing this organization, is trying to find that quarterback. And if Shadeur Sanders can get you to a point by the end of the year where you say, look, we got these 2-1s. Let's get a wide receiver and an offensive tackle. Let's get this kid a supporting cast. Like, I'd be really excited about that as a Browns fan.
The amount that he overcame in that game, not only the bad weather, you had a million offensive line injuries, 3 different pass catchers ended up getting injured in that game. You mentioned the pressure rate that was the highest any quarterback has faced this year. Like I don't know that people quite understand the full context of that, to then put up almost 400 yards of production. It's insane. Like I want to ask you though, we got a lot of response back to some of just this bad Titans team.
Look at what Sam Darnold did against them. Look at how they played teams in the last month of the season, and even the Jags beat them pretty good, but it wasn't Trevor Lawrence's best game. This wasn't a terrible defense by any stretch of the imagination. It's one that can heat up cornerbacks. That's where they were top half of the league. But this wasn't a bottom, of the league defense. This was not necessarily an easy matchup there. And like I said, they're professionals too, and that's the margin of error in the NFL. Now, from DVOA standpoint, they're a tougher defense than some of the defenses he's going to face down the stretch. So let's see it. I want to see him continue. These guys are all in the NFL.